And we are live. Hello. I'm sorry that I'm really late, but I had to cook, so I'm sitting here with a bowl of pasta, which took ridiculously long to cook. But no, it doesn't seem like there's anybody in here, so we're just kind of hang out for a little bit, and I guess we'll just keep streaming. Menu for today. Finishing up. It's hot. Finishing up the decals on everything, and then I'll probably hop onto the spray booth behind me and get started on final layer of top coat, and that's all he wrote. That'll be it. So yeah, I think it's like nighttime in most places around the world. It'll be 11:43 p.m. in the U.S. So on the East Coast, it's currently 12:43. 11:43. Yeah, 11:43. It's currently 12:43 in the afternoon here. It rained last night, so it's like super humid. So I'm actually contemplating whether or not I should lay down some top coat today or not. But we'll see. The sun's out, so maybe it'll dry up. Siri, what's the humidity currently?
I can't get the humidity index for now, but currently it's 46%.
46 is not bad. Not ideal, but not bad. But yeah. I don't think there's anybody in here still. Hey, I didn't realize that there was somebody in here. What's going on, Teman? How's it going, man? Hey. I gotta turn off that sound. Yep, I am currently still working on the GM Sniper 2. I'm just about done, actually. I live streamed last night, putting on quite a bunch of the decals. I'm just going to put on a couple more that I need to do on the weapon and the... Jim's joining me. What's up, bro?
I see an abnormally large Asian in front of me.
What's up, busybody?
What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, I was just explaining to our viewer that
Dude,
yeah, I'm just
dude,
like
what are you eating? You're making me hungry. That looks good. That's like pasta, right?
Linguine with bacon and a mix of marinara and Alfredo sauce. So.
Oh shit, that's making my.
Yeah. But How you doing, man? You hella busy, dude.
Oh yeah, man. Last week was oh. I haven't been this stressed at work in a long time.
Mm.
But I guess the worst is over. I guess. I hope. Knock on wood. I still got I still got Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday to deal with. But
That sucks.
at least I can deal with it here and not in front of the customer, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty
You said you have
bad.
to travel?
Come again?
You said you have to travel, right?
Yeah, I had to travel and had to travel and I had to meet a customer and yeah, when shit goes down and everybody looks at you like, like fix it, right?
Do something.
Yeah, solve the issue, right? So how you been, man?
um, Sweating my ass off pretty much because it's getting stupid hot out here, man.
Really?
It was alright. Like it was like kind of nice and like chilly, like 60 degrees out a couple days, but now we're pushing like 90. With the rain, it's like stupid humid. I hate it.
Yeah. Weather's still in the like mid 70s or like high 70s here, so
But
but I'm not looking forward to the 90 degree weather.
yeah, summers are summers are pretty hot here.
Yep. And most of my Gumpla, I do it in my basement, right?
Right.
And
Obviously, you don't have air conditioning down there.
there's no air conditioning, although it's not that bad. It doesn't get that hot,
Well,
but I need to get myself a dehumidifier because in the winter, I mean in the summer, this basement gets damp for some reason.
right. Well, it's a
So,
basement. That's why
well,
the
yeah. Well,
temperature
yeah, that
difference
explains it.
between
That explains it,
the
right?
top floor and the bottom is going to be fairly high. So
Yeah,
you better not be freaking laying down top coat.
I
Shoot.
know. Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
Yeah, like that's the like one thing that's kind of like funny about like Korea is that in the winter, like you'll see like ads from like like how like Amazon will like send you like emails and stuff based on like what's really popular
Yep.
at that time, right? So in the winter, they'll advertise humidifiers so that you're not so dry and you don't end up snoring or whatever. And then in the summertime, they'll start advertising dehumidifiers. And I'm like, really? You're just you're just mooching off of us for no reason. That is the reality that we live in here. Like
Yep.
it's funny. Like I was in Thailand last summer, and uh, I rented a car, and I realized that there was no like like the temperature knob, and how one
Yeah.
side is blue and one side's red.
Yeah.
I realized that there was no red. I was like, that is really funny.
Everything's blue. Yeah, makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's just blue. It's just cold. That's it. No heating element.
Makes perfect sense.
Thinking, duh, it's freaking Thailand. But yeah, I freaking hate summer, man.
So are we transmitting to the YouTube?
Yep, we are live.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's weird. I'm like watching myself eating in like the 30-second delay. But We had one viewer. Yeah, I think he's still here. I'm just gonna call you the man, dude, because I'm not gonna sit there thinking man, saying man. If you got any questions or something, just shoot them in the chat. Yeah, man. There were. Man says I never really thought of AC knobs being different in hotter regions. But I mean, if you're a car manufacturer and you want to keep costs down and you're in a super tropical climate, why bother dropping money on a heating element for the vehicle? It's better for the manufacturer as well as the consumer. You save a couple hundred, maybe $1,000 on not having a heater in your car. Oh man, I want to go back. So much good food.
Oh yeah. Were you just like visiting, like for vacation?
Yeah, man. I was like in between jobs and just had this like nice vacation. So I was like, screw it.
Cool.
Went to Phuket. It was nice. And like I went on a weekday, so it was like $160 one way.
Yep.
Fairly cheap considering it's like an 8-hour flight. So yeah, like I mean, I think that's one of the benefits of like living and working in this neck of the woods because it's just I like you have access to like all the Asian countries and
Yep.
stuff, and you just kind of hit up all the joints around this area, and then you can head over to another area. The man asks, do you have a blog with work in progress photos of your stuff? No. I don't own a blog of any sort. Most of the progress that's been made has been documented via video. So you can check those out on the channel. But I don't know. I might, instead of a blog, because it's just too many things to juggle between videos, actual work, and like like the Facebook page and stuff. So I might, if I have to, I might just like create an album or something on the Facebook page and just post my stuff on there. But yeah.
So Alex,
Jim,
are you fluent in Korean?
I wouldn't say like 100% fluent. Like I can't watch like Korean TV shows and understand what the hell they're talking about or
Okay.
like the news. But it's,
Okay.
I mean, I've been here so long. It's okay. I can have a conversation with a Korean person.
Can you read it?
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, my vocabulary's probably lacking a bit, which is probably why I don't understand like the news and all the Korean TV shows and stuff. I don't actually own a TV, but sometimes I'll just like see something on like at a restaurant or something like that and
Yep.
understand it. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been like regularly posting anything on the Facebook page yet. I'm just kind of, this channel's fairly new, the man. So yeah, the link's in the description if you want to follow me. But I've got an Instagram as well. That's all on there in the description. But yeah, he says a blog is irrelevant if you have a Facebook page. Yeah, it's like 1 p.m. I'm just like eating lunch. What? Jim, where are you located?
I am located in Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta. Hella hot down there, man.
Come again?
It's so hot down there.
Yeah, I know, but it's right now it's not that bad, but in the summer it's all right. I used to live in Miami, so that was worse over there.
Hmm. Yeah, I went down to Atlanta for like a trip for school, and oh my god, it was like, and we took a freaking bus. It was like 19-hour bus ride from New Jersey all the way down to Atlanta. But like,
Are you
I remember,
originally from Jersey?
yeah, I'm from Jersey, yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, like I just remember distinctly like hopping off the bus and just like I can't breathe.
Oh yeah.
It was just, yeah, the air was just like crazy thick. Oh, and Atlanta, Georgia was the first place I'd ever seen rims on a minivan.
On a minivan?
Yeah, it was like a Dodge Grand Caravan with like 24-inch like rims. I was like, oh my god, what is that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went to,
Man, I love this tool.
what's that?
I love this tool.
Oh, right, the God Hands, right?
Yeah.
Yo, I looked them up. Those were like $100, dude.
I told you.
Holy crap.
They're expensive, man. But I mean, if you're planning on doing a lot of scratch building and shit,
Mhm.
I think they're worth it. But if not, then definitely no. They're too expensive.
Okay. The man says he's been cooling it down on watching gunpla related videos because he wants to, because it keeps making him want to spend money.
Oh yeah.
We're bad influences, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's already late for a lot of folks. I mean, you're on Eastern Standard, so you're midnight over there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's exactly midnight.
No. Like, there's no daylight savings here, so sometimes I forget whether or not it's a 13 or 14-hour difference.
Yep.
No. I'm almost done.
So what are you working on again? I keep forgetting.
Right now?
Yep. What kid?
Oh, dude, I almost rage quit last night because of the decals, dude. Straight up, like I was like ripping decals, and I was getting so pissed. I was just like on the verge of just quitting.
Oh yeah.
Live streaming.
What kind of decals were you ripping?
High Q.
Oh, high Q.
Yeah.
Those are supposed to be really, really good though.
Oh no, I was applying Mark Fit to them. And they were because like, you know how Mark Fit works, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just I guess I kept the water on there a little bit too long, and I guess the decal started to deteriorate.
Yep.
And so I was like making a minor positional adjustment, and it just ripped. That happened like 3, maybe 4 times last night. I was getting so pissed.
Oh yeah. That happens to me a lot with Samuel decals.
Oh yeah.
That's why when I buy from him, I always buy 2 sets because I'm always messing up a decal. So
No.
I'd rather just get a spare then now and right in there and then I have to email him again, have him wait for him to ship me the decals again.
Right.
So I just buy 2 sets and be done.
Well, I
And if I
mean,
don't use any of the second set, then I'll
use
just
them
use
later
them
on.
as
So what
spares
the
or
hell?
whatever. But I love decal work, man. That's like my favorite. That's probably one of my favorite aspects of this hobby.
I'm the exact
Doing the
opposite,
decal.
dude.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, some people don't. Some people hate it. I love it. You know.
Exact opposite.
You know, I love the prep work, like the initial prep work, the sanding, all that stuff. A lot of people hate that.
Mm.
I enjoy it a lot. It kind of relaxes me. I don't know. I find it relaxing,
That I can
stress
understand, but it's just decals. Ugh.
stress relieving. Yeah,
It's like
and
all that work,
decals.
like after you've done all that work of like sanding and painting and all that stuff, and then
Yeah.
on top of that, you got this like mountain of extra work you got to do.
Oh yeah.
Decals.
Yeah. The reason I like decals is because it's kind of like at that time it's like I don't know when you put the markings on, it kind of get I don't know it brings the model together. I don't know how to explain it. It's like
I know what you mean. 'Cause
yeah,
it's
that's
so
I guess why that's
bland,
one. But yeah, a
you
lot
don't
of
do anything.
yeah, but I get why a lot of people don't like it. You know, and like in my case, painting I like painting, but not as much as other things. But what I absolutely hate is masking. I just can't stand masking, and it's like a necessary evil, right?
Right. Masking,
But
yeah.
but,
Another
but masking, oh man, I absolutely
minimize.
hate masking, and I do everything in my power to avoid masking. Right?
Right.
I will mod a piece to death. I will spend
Just to
two
not
hours on
mask.
a piece. Yeah, I will spend 2 hours modding a part just so I don't have to mask. Yep.
Just to avoid the whole thing altogether, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you, where did you get that masking tape cutting template for what is it, like elbow joints? You know how like they have the half circle ones?
Um, the
You know
half
what I'm talking about,
circle
right?
ones. You mean the metal template that I showed the other day?
Uh, don't remember. I just remember seeing it in one of your videos, and you were masking like the half circle in like the elbow joint or like the knee joint, and masking the inside of the
Yeah.
actual. Um,
Okay. Oh, I know what you mean.
yeah, because I was like, dude, that looks so useful.
I don't know. Did I use something for that? I don't remember. I used.
I think you used it on that the SD kit.
You mean this? Like this? Well, I have these little. You see these little templates? These like photo etch things.
Right.
Some of these have circles in them. Sometimes I use that. See?
I don't think it was that one. Was it? No,
Was that? It
I
wasn't
don't
this
even
one.
remember. I just remember it being like a half circle and it like just matched exactly.
Mm, maybe it was this one. That has a bunch of circles of different sizes. You see?
That I'm not sure. Did you have any that actually had just half circles?
Half circles. I don't. I have a bunch here, so I don't remember.
Hmm.
I don't know. I have this one. They have kind of like half circles here.
That I think
But
that might.
these things, these things you can get in Taobao. You know Taobao.
Yeah.
That's where I get all those templates from because that's I don't know. That's the cheapest, I guess. And
Yeah.
Taobao is a great resource to get tools and stuff. You know,
Oh, the
templates
man.
and
Gunpla fixation.
whatnot.
You can, do a search for it on YouTube. He was asking what your channel name is.
Oh, my channel, Gunpla Fixation. Yeah,
Gunpla
go
Fixation.
watch my shitty videos.
No, they're pretty good, man. I've been a long time
Yeah.
creeper. He makes a lot of good stuff. As far as like,
I spent
What's that?
I spend way more time editing videos than actually building gum sets.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing a lot of people don't realize. It takes a long time to
Yeah,
create
but
content.
I like doing the whole editing thing. I enjoy it. I think it's I see it as part of the hobby. You know.
All right. The man says he was skeptical about God hand nippers, and then he got them, and man, they were so smooth. They were the most
Yep.
rewarding purchase in terms of hobby tools. I agree. A lot of people will get like daunted by the high price tag, but you don't really understand what you're getting until you actually get your hands on a set.
Oh, yeah.
I got mine over here. I've been lucky enough to not break the teeth yet. But,
Yeah, I actually have 3 sets of nippers. I have my trusty, I guess they call the Zuran, like the cheap $10 nippers.
yeah, the side cutters.
Yeah, which I use like to cut like plastic
Cut the
rods and
screw.
stuff, like for heavy duty work, right?
Uh,
Precision work. They're not very good for precision because they tend to bite on the plastic. So,
yeah.
but if you need to cut something, use that. These are my go-to nippers. These are the Tamiya.
Tamiya. Those aren't the
I
sharp
don't know what.
ones. No,
Yeah,
those are different kind. I think they're called Tamiya side cutters. I think no.
yeah. I think that's yeah. They're
They're
like
the teeth
they
are a
call
little
them
bit
like the
longer.
gold tips. I don't know. These I think are like $25 or something like that.
Yeah.
And these I've had for years. These are, and I still cut well. And I've had these
Yeah.
for like maybe 5, 6, 7 years, and they still cut very well. And these are like my go-to. And of course, I got the trusty God hands.
There's a new
And
version of them now.
I got these God hands recently because they were selling them on Amazon for a reasonable price. I think I got these for like $50 or $40, something like that. I don't remember, but I got them way less than what people were paying for them because people were paying for these like 80, 90, something like that. I don't know, something crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And I tried them once, and they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're very delicate. I can see. I mean, I'm afraid to look at those tips because they might break. So
Yeah. Yeah, the God
yeah, but the
hands
Tamiyas,
are
man.
they're only one-sided cutters. So you have like that one flat edge, and then you have the
Yeah,
cutting
the
blade.
really sharp. Yeah,
Close.
it's very thin. It's very thin, that edge.
Yeah.
I bought them mostly to have like a spare, a good spare. But to be honest, man, to me
If
those
you're
God hands are a
sanding
bit.
stuff or you're gonna paint, you're not gonna really. I
Yeah,
only use the God hands if I'm just gonna like snap build and just maybe panel line. Just that's it.
yeah, that's
No.
my point. Like for people that maybe are just snap their kits, then yeah, the God hand is great because it's a very clean cut, right? Minimal work you have to do to clean the nub.
Right.
But for me, I paint my kits, so as long as it gets me a clean cut that's close enough, then and I'll take care of the rest with a hobby knife and sanding paper, and then I paint and all that. So
Right.
I think the Tamiyas are more than enough. I mean, they're perfect. So
Yeah. Tamiya products
I guess
are.
that's the lesson learned, right? I guess the lesson learned is if you paint your kits, whatever, use the Tamiyas. And if you don't paint your kits and you just snap them, then get yourself a pair of God hands, right?
My girlfriend bought me another bowl of pasta. I was like, I just finished the bowl. She's like, you eat more. Jim, you want a bowl?
I'm telling you, man, you're making me hungry. It is way past my dinner time.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's just if I'm hungry, I'll just eat.
Yeah.
The man says he was one of those crazy people who bought them for $80. He usually uses Tamiya sharp points, to remove
Yep,
the
those are good.
runner and use the God hands to clip the nubs off.
Well, the guy hands for $80. That's like the standard price. And I've been wanting to get a pair of God hands, but the price was just turning me off.
Right.
And the only reason I got those was because they were on special in Amazon. They were like $50 or something.
Right.
So I say, what the hell? They're cheaper than usual.
Yeah.
But I've seen those on eBay for like $100 or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
So.
Oh. What should I put on this back skirt? Those are stickers. I could have sworn I had like a whole like stack of other water slides I could use. Yeah. Oh god, these decals are so old. They're like not white. They're starting to yellow.
Uh-oh.
That's straight up not white. Those are yellow.
I heard there's a trick for that. Like if you expose them to the sun for a while, they will eventually turn back to white.
Really? I thought it was like the sun exposure that turns them yellow.
You know what? You bring up a good point. I don't know. I read that somewhere, but I could be wrong.
These are all stickers. But I think those are for the Zeta. Yeah, I got like a whole bunch of like kits I kind of need to like clean because they're just like covered in dust and stuff. So gotta get doing that. Anyway.
My decals, I started putting them inside mylar bags
Oh, okay.
just to keep them out of the sun and the light, you know.
I'm just getting old. Yeah. Well, I gotta say, man, I'm pretty impressed with the high Qs. This is my first time using high Qs, but
They're really nice.
yeah, because like I'm looking at the Bandais and like these aren't words; they're just like little, it's just scribbles.
Yep.
With the high Q parts, like despite how small some of the words are, it's actually words. You can kind of make out letters and stuff.
Yep.
They got lazy.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen?
The man says, "Oh yeah, I already subbed to Gum Plus Fixation."
Oh, good. Thanks.
He was subbed to you, and he didn't even know it. Some water. I'll be right back. Let me get some water. Water to soak these decals. Oh my god, it's so hot. Yeah, man, I'm so happy I got my own room to just work on Gump and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's great. Back when I was in Miami, Look, I'm playing a very small corner of my home office,
Well,
so not much space. Now I have my own basement.
oh. What else is down there?
Plenty of space. Well, I
You
have
just
all my
use it
kids.
for other
I
stuff?
have all my kids here.
Oh, okay.
All my kids are here, and there's plenty of space, and just a bunch of other stuff. I have my treadmill and my elliptical machine, and that's it.
Treadmill?
Yeah.
How much use does that get?
Come again?
How much use does it actually get?
It does get a fair amount of use. Not
Oh, yeah?
lately. I haven't used it lately because I've been traveling and stuff and been busy, and my knees are actually hurting for some reason.
Mm.
Maybe that's the reason, because I'm not walking. I'm not doing enough exercise, but I like the treadmill.
Oh.
My wife actually bought it for her, like for her to do exercise,
Mm-hmm.
and I use it more than her, like way more. So
That's cool. Yeah, I've always like wondered like how like if people like actually get treadmills for their home, do they how much use does it actually get?
yeah, a lot of people don't. I mean, I don't know. It just depends. A lot of people just buy it and not use them at all.
Right. I think that's the case for most.
Yeah, use the treadmill as a coat hanger. You know.
Coat hanger. That's so funny.
Yeah, they'll hang their coats on their stuff.
I think Zach may be getting out of church.
He goes to church on Sundays.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's not particularly religious, but his wife attends, so
Okay.
sometimes he's got to go with her.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I grew up going to church like ever since I was a kid, but just haven't really found one that I really like here, so I figured I'd just kind of work on my religion on my own.
You know where close to my house, I saw, I guess, like a Christian church, but I think it's a Korean Christian church.
Yeah.
Is that common in Korea, like Christianity, or like what's the most? What
Yeah,
is the
I
most? I
think
guess.
Buddhism was here first, but a lot of Christian missionaries came to South Korea. Um, so yeah, I mean, next to Buddhism, Christianity would probably be the biggest religion in this country. I think the largest church in the
Wow.
world
Okay.
is in South Korea. They got something like
Really?
5 million members. Building, it's like a football stadium, dude. They have 7
Wow.
services every single Sunday, just packed.
Wow.
It is quite substantial. Where did I put that piece? In the front. I gotta slap some. I think I gotta slap some top coat on these babies because I think some of these decals are starting to sliver.
Speaking of top coat, have you seen? I don't know if you've seen the Facebook post, but Mr. Hobby is going to be releasing actually on the 9th, which was what, 2 days ago? Was the launch date of their two top coats for airbrush, which is basically their same, they're super clear, they're super clear, the one that has the UV cut.
Right.
So they are releasing, it's called Mr. Color GX Super Clear UV Cut for airbrush.
A long name.
Yeah, so it's awesome because, well, they have the rattle can version, right?
Yeah, which I have.
And
but it just, I mean, it's a rattle can, so it just sprays on way too thick.
yeah, it's way too thick, and of course you don't have any control with the rattle can, right? So,
Yeah.
dude, I've been waiting for this top coat ever since I got into Gunpla. For years, I've been waiting for this top coat.
What the hell you think took them so long?
Because I love the Mr. Color Super Clear, their top coat. I love it.
Yeah, it's really shiny.
But I hate that it's in spray in the rattle can, and I hate having to decant it. Right, it's just too messy.
Right.
And finally, after all these years, they finally released an airbrush version of that top coat.
Right.
And the UV cut kind, which is great because it protects your model from yellowing and stuff, right?
Yeah. The man was actually asking about what UV cut means. It's basically sunblock for your your Gunpla kits. It'll protect like UV damage from happening on your plastic kits.
Yep.
It's normally like a lot of people who like display them like out stores or something like that. They'll typically use that because like they'll get so much exposure to the sun. But frankly, if your kids are gonna stay mostly indoors, you probably won't need UV cut as much.
Yeah, you'll be fine. But if you have a window in your room and sunlight gets in, eventually, like with time, your
little by little, yeah.
Yeah, little by little, your whites will turn kind of yellow, and your decals will get all crusty, and it's just not nice. And also, any transparent or clear colors will start to fade. Like for example, like if you have like a candy coat or something, it will start fading away. And those, because the UV rays in the sunlight break down the pigments. That's what happens.
Right.
It breaks them down, and I have a kit that I made. Basically, most of it is, there's a lot of candy coats in the armor.
Mm-hmm.
It's an LBX kit that Justin sent me one. So I've never done candy coats. I say, I'll just use this kit as like my test kit to try to learn how to do candy coats.
Huh.
So most of that kit is candy coated, and that kit has been sitting on my shelf for quite a while, and the window, so it's not like exposed like on a storefront window, right?
Right.
And I've noticed that a year after I built that kit, half of the half that's facing the window,
mm-hmm.
it's fading away.
It sucks.
Yeah, so that kit looks weird. Like that kit, Like half of it looks
It's going
fine, and
out.
half of it, the color's kind of like fading away, and it looks more silver than like the transparent color, the transparent clear coat that sits on top of this chrome is breaking down because of the sun.
Oh, okay, okay.
So this UV cut, and as far as I know, this is the only top coat that has UV cut.
Yeah, I don't think I know of any others besides the Mr. Holly, Mr. Hobby.
Yeah, I don't know of any others either. I think, as far as I know, it's the only one. So it's great. It's great that there's an option for it, right?
Yeah.
So, and they offer it both in gloss and flat. So can't really. I mean, I can't wait to get my hands on a set and try it out.
Yeah. But, well, obviously, it's a release date for Japan, but when probably not.
You're really breaking up, Alex. I
Oh,
didn't hear
sorry.
anything.
Well, I mean, the release date was for Japan, but when the release date is for the US?
Oh yeah, yeah. The release date was 2 days ago. I don't know. I mean,
In Japan now, right?
yeah, it'll be a while, I guess, until we see it here.
Uh,
So
maybe we can hit
I
up
don't know.
Xavier now, see what he knows about that.
I know my local hobby shop will probably not have it for months. So and I don't want to wait months, so I'll probably just see if I can import it somehow.
Yeah. I don't. Korea gets stuff fairly quick. Like even the P Bandai stuff, like comes out like the day it's released in Japan and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I see it, maybe I can just like send you.
Oh, cool. Yeah, sure. If you can send it, because I'm not sure, international shipping of, I guess, paints. I don't know if that's.
I don't.
I don't know.
Right. I don't know. I've had no problem bringing paints onto the airplane,
Yeah.
like coming home from Japan. I don't know. I don't know how that'll work. Yeah, we'll see. And the worst comes to worst, they'll send it back to me.
Yeah. And I love the fact that it's a lacquer too. Lacquer
Yeah.
top coats.
I'm not a
Because
fan of enamels, man.
I've been using Alclad top coats, and those are fine, but they're not true lacquers. I think those are more enamels.
No.
And
I know, like a lot of
they're
people say there's a difference between like lacquer and what's that other word for something similar to lacquer?
lacquer
Uh,
acrylics and enamels.
no. There's like a different word for it. It's like a lacquer, but it's not 100% lacquer. Like not silicon, it's something else. It's like
Polyurethane.
polyurethane is polyurethane. God, all the people in Europe call it this. But they're like always like they're talking about like a lacquer, but it's not completely a lacquer.
Mm,
Never mind.
I don't know, man.
Maybe Simon will know.
Simon will know. Yeah. So yeah, and Alclad top coats. Their gloss top coat sucks, man. I do not recommend the Alclad gloss coat. I recommend their flats. They're okay. They're good. But their glossy, their glossy, their aqua gloss is pretty good. Their aqua gloss, the water based one, that one is decent. That one is actually pretty good. If you like water based, top coat, that one is really good. but their glossy coat, top coat is terrible, man. I've not really had any good experience with it. It takes forever to cure. Sometimes it doesn't fully cure. It's prone to leaving fingerprints. It's not very good.
Hmm.
If you want to polish it, sand it down and polish it, forget about it, man. You'll ruin your part in a second if you try and do it. If you try to do it. Yeah.
Like that, huh?
I left out. I left out parts for like 2 weeks, and it still hasn't fully cured.
Holy crap.
Yep.
That's pretty bad.
Yep. Their flat coats are really good, though. I mean, they're okay. They're decent.
We don't have outlet out here, so.
Yeah.
Like I was surprised the other day when I saw some tester stuff, so I was like, whoa.
Really? Well, you guys have. Well, Outcloud I think is from UK, right?
I have no idea. Maybe.
Although
I just know of Outcloud because they come in the cool bottles.
Yeah. But in Korea, you guys get finishers, right? Finishers, they're like Mr. Color, right?
Finishers. I've seen a few at just like specific stores, but they're not as common as Mr. Hobby or Gaia Notes.
And Gaia Notes, yeah, Gaia Notes is really good. I haven't used it, but I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, they're fairly good. A little bit on the pricey side, but you're paying for quality, so.
Yep.
And I like Gaia Notes because they come in like slightly larger bottles than what you get with Mr. Hobby Colors, so you get a little bit more for. Yeah, I mean it's a little bit more expensive than Mr. Hobby Color, but I think they come in 15 milliliter bottles instead of the 10. Just double check. 15, yeah. So if I'm paying $2 a bottle for a 10 milliliter Mr. Hobby and maybe $2.75, $3 for a Gaia Note, so I'm just gonna pay the extra dollar or so and just get some a little bit bigger. It's actually a bit more economical doing the Gaia Notes than Mr. Hobby.
Yep.
But I picked up a bunch in Japan because they're like $4 a bottle here. And I picked all mine for like $200.
I want to try some, so I might buy a few once I need to order some colors. I'll probably just because most of my colors are Mr. Color, right?
Right.
So once I start maybe needing some, I'll just.
Put some Gaia Notes. Is Gaia Notes like difficult to find?
Here in the States, yeah, man. You can't get that stuff anywhere. I've never seen it, ever.
Right.
You can get Mr. Color in some hobby shops.
Mm.
In some local like US online stores, you can probably get it. But Gaia Notes, no. The only way I can get Gaia Notes, it's maybe eBay or something like that, you know. Other than that, it's pretty tough.
eBay. Will they ship? They have to ship ground though, right?
So well, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of those eBay stores that ship, that sell like Gaia Notes and paints and stuff are just like, I think they're based out of China and they just ship it anyway. They don't care.
Yeah. The man says he used a Tamiya acrylic flat coat, and it didn't stand up to friction because his HG WAF, the legs pushed up against each other, and that's where the primer starts showing.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I think acrylics are, compared to lacquers, acrylics are fairly weak. So I wouldn't recommend like acrylic flat coat. I mean, they do have a decent finish, but I mean, I wouldn't use them on anything that has moving parts. Frankly, just maybe just like a figure or something that doesn't have any moving parts, just gonna stand there. I would use it on things like that, but yeah, moving parts. I think lacquer is probably your strongest bet, unless you want to go urethane, but that's really poisonous and not healthy.
Yeah. The Tamiya top coats are really good too.
Yeah, the Tamiya lacquers are great. I used a bunch of them. Got Mr. Hobby ones as well. But I'm gonna decant my Mr. Hobby clear coats. I bought a whole bunch of bottles to do that as well. So. Getting real tired of doing decals, man. Decals, decals. Anybody else in chat? Don't think so. Yeah. Are you still working on that? What is it? Virgin Logic. I hear you sanding a little bit.
Still working on
God,
it.
it looks so nice now.
Yeah, still
I
a lot
really
of work
like
to
the
do.
corners, man. Yeah, there was a crazy ass one. Some dude, I think he was like Malaysian or something, where like the freaking box actually like transforms. It like slides out and in.
Yep.
I was like, shoot.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a total mental exercise. It's just like,
yeah.
Basically, it's like you're trying to solve a problem, right? It's like, how am I gonna do this shit?
But I mean, it makes sense, if you want to get into scratch building, just start with the basics. Make a freaking box.
Yeah.
Make the box.
See, I tried to do something and it didn't work. It did not work.
I think I didn't thin out my paint or something enough because the surface is bumpy as crap. Womp womp. What's the ratio you typically mix your lacquers in?
Well, I kinda do it by
just by eye, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the recommended.
I eyeball it, right?
The
what I do
recommended
is
ratio is like 0.8 to 1.5, but you just kind of look at it.
But you can't really go by ratios. And
Right.
I've said this for years to people, because all the time, like, I guess that's like my most common question is, what's your thinning ratio?
Right.
And the answer to that question, right? The question that I always get probably most of the time is, what's my thinning ratio? And the answer to that question is, there is no thinning ratio. And
that's why the recommended ratio is 0.8 to 1.5.
Yeah.
At least that's what the hobby says.
Well,
0.8 to 1.5 is very large. It's almost double.
Well, as a kind of like a very loose, very loose rule of thumb, you start by one to one, right? You start uh, 1 part paint, 1 part thinner, right? That's kind of like a very loose rule of thumb. But here's my explanation as to why there's not such thing as a thinning ratio or a formula or like a magic number, because that's what people want to hear. They want to hear, oh, just
Something exact.
mix, yeah, like mix 1 part paint to 1.25, or 1 1/4, 1.5 thin or whatever, right? People want to hear that. No. So here's my explanation. The reason why there's no such thing is because of many factors, right? Can make it vary, right? One of them is pigment concentration, right? If you for example, paints like white, like for example, white is a very pigment heavy paint, and thinning white is not going to be the same as thinning I don't know, like yellow or black or something, some other color, right? The thinning ratio is going to be slightly different just because one is more pigment heavy than the other, right? That's one reason. The other reason is ambient factors, right? If I tell you I thin so and so, right, and you live in Arizona, right, where it's dry, it's gonna be a different thinning ratio because it's gonna require less, I guess. Your paint doesn't need to be thin as much because the ambient is drier, and your airbrush doesn't have to push as hard to atomize the paint to push it through the nozzle, right? So just ambient factors and stuff like that, like temperature, humidity, that sort of stuff will affect the thinning ratio, right? And the third reason is consistency of paint, right? The shelf life of paint. So even if I have 2 bottles of Mr. Color White, right? 2 identical bottles of Mr. Color White, just because of the fact that one has been sitting on the shelf for 5 years and the other one I just bought a month ago and is brand new from the factory, the one that's been sitting on the shelf for 5 years is going to require a bit more thinner, right? Because
it's been sitting there for 5 years.
Yeah, it's been sitting there. So a lot of the carrier agents and the resins and all that stuff in the paint they're going to evaporate very slowly over time, even though it's tightly sealed and sitting there, right? So it's going to require a bit more thinning, right? Even paints that are a year apart, a paint that I bought last year, same paint I bought last week.
Well, I think
the one that's
when you buy it is not that important because it could have been sitting on the shelf at the store for a long time too.
That's true. That's also true. That's very possible. That's very possible. So you see, what is the thinning ratio? There is no thinning ratio. That's my answer. But I go further than that. I tell people, as kind of like a guideline, just kind of eyeball one to one, or one to maybe a little less than one for thinner. You don't want to over thin, right? Just put like, and I mean the best way, the way I tell people to thin their paints, and this is the easiest way, because that's another thing, Alex, is that you don't want to get into the whole thinning ratio thing, because for me personally, I hate having to measure paints. Like, I don't want to have to measure, like 1 part paint, 1 part or 2 parts thinner. I don't want to have to do that, because to me that's kind of tedious, and really it's not really necessary, right? Unless I am doing a custom mix of color. Now with that, I'm very exact. I'm very precise when mixing, right? To get an exact shade that I need of color. But for thinning, I don't use any of that. I just take my my shot glass, put the paint in, and just kind of slowly add thinner, right? You kind of slowly add thinner, and you mix and you mix. And once it's the consistency of milk, I'm done, and that's it. Now over the years, because I've been airbrushing a lot, and thinning paints, and I kind of have a knack for it now because of experience. I
Mhm.
kind of have a feel. I kind of have a feel as to how much thinner I need to add, right?
Right.
But you gain that through just experience, right? You kind of have a feel. Okay, I have this much paint. I more or less kind of have a ballpark, the kind of like idea of how much thinner I add,
Right.
and I add that much, right? But man, the best rule of thumb is milk, just consistency of milk, right?
Right.
Yeah, and just if you're not sure, just pour a little bit of milk into your mixing cup and use your stirring tool and run it up the side of the little mixing cup, whatever. Just run
Right.
the milk, and you see how
See how it comes
fast it
down.
goes down, and that's it. And that's it.
God, my neighbors are loud. Consistency of milk. Yeah. That's what
Yeah. So
well,
people
that's what I said in
people
the
ask
video with the mincing
people
thing.
ask me what's your thinning ratio. I tell them milk. That's the thinning ratio.
But I mean, I think a good rule of thumb is just like it's gonna be no matter what, it's gonna be at least 1 to 1.
Yeah, 1 to 1. That's like the general rule of thumb, right? That's like your starting point, 1 to 1, and then you adjust, right? You adjust. You add a little bit more thinner. You mix. You add a little bit more, and then once it looks like milk, you're done.
Finished.
Ooh.
Nice.
That is my Verlogic going into destroy mode.
Yeah, it's gonna look so badass once you get that light inside. Oh my god.
Yeah, but there's so much work left to be done, but I'm a little bit stoked. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. There it is.
Sweet.
I don't know. It kind of, yeah. Yeah, let's see.
I think there's like an air bubble or something trapped underneath this decal. Not give up.
So Alex, tell me something.
What's up?
Let me ask you something. How long you think are we gonna be building little plastic robots, huh? You think this is gonna be
Very difficult question.
you think we're gonna be building little plastic robots or all of our life, or do you think at some point in time we're gonna say, screw it, I don't want to do this anymore?
I don't think that'll happen, frankly.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have been burnt out at points.
Oh yeah.
You know, but eventually I'll come back to it, just because.
Yeah.
If you like something enough, you'll take a break, but you'll still come back to it. So.
I think if you pace yourself, you probably you can feel the burn sometimes, but if you pace yourself and you do other things, like you say, eventually you can come back.
Right. Like, I've asked Zach, like, I was like, yo, do you ever like get burnt out? He's like, no. So I mean, for some people, it's just, yeah, like you love it and you don't stop. So I mean, like, even in the past like 6 years, like, Gunpla and I have been on and off.
Yep.
But I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I think I've even started to see like a slowdown in my motivation to making videos, just because it's taking a long time. But
Yep.
again, like, because yeah, you're right. I mean, just gotta pace yourself and kind of avoid burning yourself out just by doing too much at once.
Oh yeah.
But I think the the whole getting burnt out on stuff. I think that's a pretty common occurrence for most people.
Yeah. I I knew a guy named Tom. What's his name? Oh, Matt Tomzak. That's his name.
Hmm.
And the dude, he used to build mostly resin kits,
Okay.
mostly G Systems kits and stuff like that. Mostly resin kits. Um, but back in the day, and I'm talking maybe 5 years or maybe more, he was like one of those Matt Morozek type of guys, right?
Mm.
Lots of resin kits, big, nice, and the guy was really good. I mean, the guy, I don't know, I would maybe dare say maybe better than Matt Morozek. I don't know. Matt's really good too. I'm not throwing any shade on Matt's and he's really good. Matt's a buddy of mine. But I mean, this guy Matt Tomzak, he was crazy good. I mean, his kids were insane.
Mm-hmm.
And and he used to have a blog too. I think it was like matttomzak.com or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And in his blog, he had pictures of all his kids, all his resin kids. Beautiful, beautiful work the dude used to do. And all of a sudden, the guy just quit. He just quit. He got tired. He just quit. He got tired. If you visit his blog today, he took down all his pictures.
Whoa.
Um, he took everything down, and if you look at his blog today, like nothing Gunpla. It's just some random stuff. I don't know. So yeah, man. So it's very weird, very bizarre. So and I think he said he just got tired. He just got tired, and I don't know. I sometimes question that, like, how is somebody so talented? Because the guy was very talented at this. He was excellent. And another thing was, yeah, I think it was the burnout. And Matt Morozek actually knew the guy. He used to talk to him. And I think
But
the guy,
you get burnt out to the point where you're gonna delete all your old posts and stuff. That's kind of strange.
yeah, I think he got burned out too on commission work because the guy was so good. I mean, people all over the world would just seek him to just build kits for them, right?
Right.
And like commission after commission and all that stuff. And when you're doing commissions, you feel more pressure on delivering and stuff because you're getting paid, right? So
Yeah.
so the guy just kind of said screw this, and yeah. And it's a shame, man, because the guy is super talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, and right now, if you look online, it's kind of hard to find his work because unless somebody reblogs his pictures, you can't really find any of his stuff. So I started questioning, like how is it that somebody so talented at something just decides to just quit all of a sudden, right? And just give up and sell all his kits and take down all his pictures and just be forgotten, right? So
Mm.
that's kind of weird, man. That was very weird. Um, I think I posed this question
There
to
could be like
Simon once.
other underlying factors, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, who knows? Maybe the guy, he just wanted to dedicate his time more to his family, and so that Gunpla was getting in the way of that. I don't know. It could be so many things. I you know, I asked because even Henry came back, right? Henry,
Yeah, he was out for a while.
he was like, screw this, and he sold everything, and he was out for like a year and a half or 2 years or something, and then he came back, right? But what I've noticed with Henry now is that because before he was a machine, man. He will crank out a kit like in a week. It was crazy. He will get a kit today, and 2 days later he will have it like snapped up and ready for review, and
Right.
then 3 or 4 days later, like done, panel line, fully airbrushed, pre-shaded, decal. I mean everything, the works, right? Just the way he does his work, right? He's really good. So, and then the next week he would do another kit, and so forth. So I don't know, maybe that burned him out a little bit. And I noticed now he builds, and he uploads videos, but it's more, I don't know. I guess it's more measured, or I don't know. It's more.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
like,
not. Yeah, it's not like a factory anymore.
yeah. So I spoke to Simon once about this, and he said before Gunpla, like
Hmm.
music was his passion.
Wow.
Music was his passion. Like I think I don't know, he plays some instrument or something. I don't know. He composed music. I don't know. I gotta ask Simon again because I forget. But the guy told me that before that, like he was like, my hobby. I don't want to do anything anymore. I don't want to do anything else. But this is like my thing. He was very passionate about it. But then I guess later on he lost the passion or something. He doesn't do it anymore. So basically, the lesson learned was, the moral of the story is that he told me was that, you might be loving something today, but after doing it for years, you might later not feel as passionate anymore, and not wanting to, you kind of dread trying to go back to the bench and start building kits or whatever. I don't know.
Wow.
Toy Maker, Toy Maker, right? Do you know him?
No,
Oh, have you heard of him? Toy Maker.
I don't think so.
He's a modeler based out of, I think, China. I don't remember.
Okay.
He's very popular. He has, I think, over 12,000. I don't know how many, like 15,000 followers on Facebook or something. I don't know. The guy is super talented too. The guy, he's like he's really good. His work is
I'll have to check them
top
out.
notch. And recently he announced on Facebook, like he's not quitting, right? He's not quitting the hobby. He said he's not quitting, but he said he's gonna, like, maybe he's like really gonna tone
Slow
it
down.
down. He's like, yeah, he's like, I'm gonna basically just not build any kits for a while, and I want to dedicate. He said he was gonna dedicate himself to do more exercise, and which I guess is a valid reason, right? If the guy feels that he doesn't get enough exercise, or he doesn't get out of the house as much as he should,
Right.
and maybe Gunpla gets in the way. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I think it's with everything. If you start obsessing with something, right? It's with any hobby, right?
Right. I mean, one thing my girlfriend mentioned to me a while back was you never want something to control you. You want to be able to control it.
Oh yeah.
And I think that does ring true as far as Gunpla goes as well. Sure. I mean, it goes with anything. Everything and anything in life should be enjoyed in moderation. whether
Yep.
it's food or a person, anything. Always in moderation. Yeah. It's the weekend. I typically want to go outside, but girlfriend's got a very, very, very big test coming up. So
Really?
yeah, so I'm just making it easy for her. And just
Oh,
cook
so
pasta
so
and stuff.
your girlfriend,
What's up?
what is she in college? Is she going to?
She's a doctor.
Oh,
In plastic
really?
surgery.
Nice.
Yeah. But she's
What
working
kind of?
on getting her PhD.
Ah, nice.
So,
Awesome.
so yeah, she's like studying for like I don't know, like a certification test. So
Okay.
she's busting her ass on that right now.
What does she have like a specialty?
Um, mm, yeah, I mean, just basically anything and everything related to the face.
Ah, okay.
And her current dissertation is on mapping out the nerves in the upper eyelid areas, because there's actually no literature on or research on that.
Really?
So, so currently she's been taking like a whole bunch of like cadaver samples and
Really?
picking them apart, and yeah,
Ooh.
it's like when she sends me pictures, I'm like, yeah, let's not do that again. Because like straight up, it's just this whole big piece of someone's like eyebrow, and you can see like the eyebrow hairs and like. So she'll like, flip it
Ugh.
over on the inside and start counting up the nerves and stuff and marking it with like little strips of like black tape or something. Yeah,
Ugh.
it's but for her it's interesting.
Of course. That is cool.
So,
So if I fall on my face and I bust my face or something, then I guess then she's the person to go to. Let's say
well,
um
plastics. Well, she's in aesthetic surgery, not reconstructive.
aesthetic. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. Um,
Can she fix my big nose?
Probably. I can ask
She's
her.
gonna if she does fix my big nose, she's gonna need a big knife, man. I'm telling you. Chop away at this thing.
Chop chop. It's really interesting, like how they do things. It's almost like gunpla for like skin.
Yep, the medical field, man, is fascinating.
And yeah, like she attends like summits and oh, for I don't know, for some reason I could not see any of the chat the man has been posting. He was burnt out of computers. Let's see. But anyway, yeah, she attends like summits and like medical conferences, and like it's really cool. Like she'll get all bright and be like, they came up with like a new technique for like removing like fat from the leg and putting it into your forehead or something like that. And I'm like, that's really interesting. Am I busy?
Nice.
No. Let me help you put up stuff. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go help my girlfriend put the laundry upstairs. I'll be right back.
All right, man.
1 second. Later, the man. Yeah, I'm into computers myself. I'm thinking Jim left. Guess it was his bedtime. Oh well. I was zoning out there. La, 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 la. Do, do, do. Decals. Something for the middle. That'll work. Don't get burnt out on computers, man. I flipping love computers. All right. What the hell? If I want to be talking to myself, might as well be recording at the same time. Behind the scenes for y'all. If anybody's actually watching. Currently, I'm gonna get my GoPro connected. Well, me, myself, and I for now. Maybe I'll call it an end to the stream so I can work on my time lapse. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Stay tuned. I guess I'll live stream again later. Bye.